Whoa, this new chair is sweet. A lot of you have asked how I break in my tires, how I prep my tires. So I'm going to show you. This is just for dirt racing, not carpet racing. Carpet racing tires, you don't have to do anything to them, I found. Maybe some SXT sauce, STX, SXT, whatever it is. That seems like that's what the tracks around here, that's the only sauce they want you to use. You can put a little bit of that on there, and that's it. You're carpet racing. Dirt's a little more involved if you want to be competitive. These tires I've run a couple times. They need broke in again a little bit. Some sauce burned into them. They're not real good yet. My other set, identical to this, they're really good because I just spent more time with them. These are super soft, aka slicks. This is a foam buster break-in tool. Some of them have spikes. This one's a smooth one. Scotch-Brite pad. I do have a sanding stick. I'm going to go do this out in the garage. My wife will kill me if I do this in the house again. Need a tire tool, which I'll show you what this is when we get out there. You can pick these up at any hobby shop. It goes in the drill, so you can mount the tire on there. You need a drill of some sort. I happen to have a cordless one. A corded one will work fine. You can even use a drill press if you got a drill press. And you'll need a rag. You'll need some sort of tire prep compound. This is beet juice. I make this stuff. Don't ask me what's in it. I'm not going to tell you. But this is what I use. I find this to work great. I'll tell you my social security number before I tell you the ingredients in this. It's great on every track I've been on so far. And especially works good at Big Dog RC. Take this garbage outside and show you how it's done. And I'm going to see if I can do this video without editing or doing any cutting on it. Usually I'm horrible at that. I've never really mastered the English language. You guys wouldn't believe how much editing I have to do. But let's give it a shot. Here's what I was talking about. A lot of guys, you can buy sanding sticks. This was some wooden little paddle thing I had. I don't even know why I had this. Maybe it was a paint stir stick. I don't know. Paintbrush. Who knows? But I just glued coarse sandpaper on one side and a little finer on the other. This is probably like 80 and this is like 150. But you can either use a putty knife, glue your own sandpaper on, or buy one at an RC shop or A-Main or Horizon Hobbies, wherever. Get yourself a tire tool. That goes in the drill. The nicer ones actually have a big thumb wheel to tighten down the wheel on there. This is a little cheaper one. You actually have to use screws. I would recommend getting the little bit better one with the thumb wheel, because then you don't have to. See, and that uses the short screw is for your two-wheel drive buggy fronts. It comes with a medium one and a longer one for rear tires, and I don't know what that long one's for, actually. I don't think I've ever used it. Tighten that up on there. Put that on high. Now use the foam buster here. Let's see. Let me go check and see if you can see. I don't know if you guys can see me or not. Let me check. All right, I lied. I'm going to edit this. I lied. I'm going to edit it. I can't do that. Take your foam buster. You want to put pressure down on that, not a ton, because you can actually roll that foam up under the tire, and you end up having like a speed bump on your tire, and you got to kind of knead it like dough and get the thing out. So just even, moderate pressure. All you're doing is simulating running a bazillion laps on these tires and breaking in that foam a little bit. These have been done already, so I'm not going to do this a ton, just a little bit to break them foams in a little bit more. Switch directions if you want. And that's good for this one, because like I said, these are broken. If these were brand new and I just glued them up, I'd probably do this. I'd probably do each tire about 60 seconds each one, and you can feel them. You know, the new ones are going to be firm. These are going to be a lot mushier. You don't want them too mushy. You don't want to totally ruin the foams, but you want them to be kind of used. Edit. I'm only going to do this process for one tire. There's no sense me showing you all four. It's the same thing for all four. What am I doing? I'm not going to sand these much because I already sanded these, but these are store-bought slicks, so you don't really, a lot of guys will only use a Scotch-Brite pad. I've done that too. But I like to use just the fine side and sand it just a little bit. Then I go to the Scotch-Brite pad and hit it with the Scotch-Brite pad. Now, if you're taking a bar tire or knobby tire, a lot of guys prefer to sand a treaded tire down to a slick rather than buy pre-made slicks. They think they'll work better. There may be some truth to that. I don't know, you just got to experiment, see what you like. I am going to do this so you can see. Normally I go over the edge of the counter, but this big vise will be in the way. So I'm going to use this block here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Hopefully not bust my knuckles. There we go. Same thing, just a little bit of pressure down. You don't want to force it real hard. I like to change directions. I don't know if it does anything. Ooh, that feels pretty good. Now I'm gonna go to the Scotch-Brite. This is a pretty coarse one. I don't think you need this coarse one. A lot of guys use the green ones, I think. Now you can tell already. Let me bring this up here. Maybe you can't tell. It's not very bright. You can see a little bit there. Now this is getting kind of a little bit gummy feeling, and a lot of guys will stop right here. Tuner Boots, he doesn't burn sauce into his tires. I like to. So use whatever tire juice you like to use. Of course, I'm going to use this one because this is my favorite. I normally like to let it sit there and soak because now that the rubber's warm, it'll kind of suck that juice in there. So normally I'll wait 60 seconds per tire before I hit it with the rag. But for this case, we won't wait 60 seconds. Fold your rag up pretty good so you don't burn your fingers. Then I usually put another coat on. Just make sure you get it on the whole tire. You don't got to go crazy. You don't want it dripping all over the place. I would usually wait another 60 seconds. You can tell right now it's getting really sticky, like it's grabbing the rag and wanting to pull it out of my hand. I'm putting quite a bit of pressure down, a lot more than I did on the roller or with the sandpaper, but not crazy. And I'm not going crazy. Now I have sat here and done this until the tire starts to smoke. I don't know if it makes that big of a difference. It's pretty impressive with the ladies. My wife loves when I do that, especially in the house. But you can go as long as you want. Like, you got to experiment with this. I can't teach you everything. It feels really good to me. Here, go ahead, feel it. You like? All right, that's 2. is to it. A little messy, you get gooey black stuff on your fingers, but it's totally worth it. This is toy car racing after all. Very important stuff. And that's how I break in my tires. Sure, a lot of guys use similar method. A lot of guys probably don't do as much work. I'm pretty OCD about stuff, so I don't know. This is the way I do it. But you can see these have been sitting here for about an hour. We just ate dinner, and you can see they stick together pretty good. And it lasts quite a while. I mean, sure, when you wash the dirt off in between rounds, dry them off, resauce, and put them back on, and they're good to go. Eventually, it starts to fade, and you want to burn a little sauce, and depending on how much you race and how many times you're washing them and stuff. Hope that helps. See you in a day or two.